Good morning, beautiful people. It is Tuesday, April 20th, 2021, and this is 413 Sports Talk. Today I have scores from the NBA, NHL, and MLB, as well as everything that happened yesterday in Western Mass sports on the high school side. And I have another draft special, top 10 wide receivers. You probably already know who my first two are, but I want to get into the meat of this list. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First off, I'd like to shout out the Pope Francis and their hockey team for defeating Top Tier, whatever the name of that team. Pope Francis did it. They were the number one hockey team in the country for all high school hockey teams. So, us in the 413, we should congratulate them and celebrate their accomplishments. Pope Francis, congratulations. You guys did it. Moving on, we are talking about the NBA first. What a wild night, as most of these games ended up being close or coming down to the wire. Detroit Pistons over the Cleveland Cavs, 109-105. Charlotte over the Boston Celtics, 102-96. Golden State beats Philly 107-96. Miami Heat. Wow, Ryan Jones, your Heat are actually winning. 113-91. Washington Wizards beat the Thunder 119-101. San Antonio on top of Indy 109-94. Phoenix beats Milwaukee at the end 128-127. Memphis over Denver 130. Denver over Memphis, 139-137. That was another one. It was a crazy finish. And the Utah Jazz beat the Los Angeles Lakers 111-97. Moving on to Major League Baseball. We have the Sox beating the Chicago White Sox 11-4. Minnesota Twins and Oakland Athletics was postponed. San Fran beats Philly 2-0. St. Louis beats the Washington Nationals 12-5. Milwaukee Brewers over the San Diego Fathers 3-1. Seattle beats the Dodgers 4-3. Texas over the Angels 6-4. Tampa Bay beats Kansas City 9-1. Moving on to the NHL, we have in overtime, Tampa Bay beats Carolina 3-0. I don't understand how that went into overtime, but we'll talk about that later. Florida beats Colorado 4-0. In a shootout, Dallas beats Detroit 3-2. Minnesota over Arizona 5-2. San Jose beats Vegas 3-2. Edmonton over Montreal 4-1. And Ottawa over Calgary 4-2. Wow, Calgary, 3 games you lost in a row. Wonder what's going on. Western Mass Sports returning over to the boys soccer. Pioneer Valley over Athol 5-1. Hopkins beats Mayhar 4-2. Mohawk Trail over Franklin Tech 5-4. And Frontier beats Southwick Academy 2-1. Boys basketball, Sabas over Northampton 71-52. And Hampshire beats Holyoke 70-57. In girls volleyball, Athol destroys Mayhar 3-1. Southwick over South Hadley 3-0. And Mohawk Trail survives one against Greenfield 3-2. In girls soccer, Mayhar beats Hopkins 6-0. Monument Mountain over Husick Valley 2-0. Girls basketball, Hampshire over Holyoke 73-60. And in girls track, Amherst beats Holyoke 78-3. The final section of our show, we have the NFL Draft Special, my list of top 10 wide receivers. Really, I made a list of about 40 of them. But I narrowed it down for the sake of time and for this episode for my top 10. So without further ado, let's go. Yes, Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith are at the beginning. And I know I did a segment on them already, but their order and where they're going to go has changed dramatically. So let's get into it. Number 10, I have Jalen Darden from North Texas. He's 5'9", 174, and is an absolute rocket, runs a 4.39 40. He's very injury prone, opted out of his senior year, and only played 3 games as a junior. Obviously, he opted out because of COVID, which a lot of the game's elite stars did, so there's no blame there. But the inconsistent junior season filled with the injuries, And then adding on to the fact that he opted out of COVID, kind of, it leaves some question marks as far as where Darden's drafted. I'm not doubting him physically at all. He's another one of those small school wide receivers that ends up having every record. And usually those guys translate to the NFL and are possession receivers at best. But there's something about Darden that makes me think he can be in 1, 2, and maybe even a 3-down type of receiver. Moving on to number 9, for those of you who love the Boilermakers, Rondale Moore. He's 5'8", 180. He's built like Darden, but he's a bit thicker. He's very similar, just the injuries aren't there. He's a polished route runner. He's very strong for his size. He has very good quickness in and out of cuts. It's very fluid the way his game is. Kind of like Devontae Smith. Kind of in the same size range too. This guy, of course, because he's a little thicker, his 40 time's a bit slower at 4.44. He's still going to translate to be a number 2 guy, and Rondale Moore is going to help any franchise he goes to. Number 8, this is not biased. This is another one of my Auburn guys, Seth Williams. He's 6'3", 211. He's going in the second round. I think 40 times matter, and Seth Williams improved his 40 time from the Senior Bowl when he had his second pro day, and he ended up running a 4.38. Reminds me of Chase Claypool, who's kind of the same big body, but has that burner speed to kind of get on the outside and make those plays and make those contested catches, especially when the safety comes in. His pro day wasn't all that good. The bright spot about his pro day was the fact that his 40 time was better than it was for senior day measurements. So a lot remains to be seen. I still think Seth Williams goes to a team and is able to contribute. Moving on to number 7, Tylan Wallace from Oklahoma State. There were a lot of guys coming out of Oklahoma State that I absolutely love. A lot of great athletes coming out of there. He's 6 foot 195. He runs a 4.5 40. He's going in the second round. He reminds me of Darius Slayton in the respect of the contested catches, the strength, the lateral quickness. He has a lot of that. Tylan Wallace had a great Senior Bowl, and he shines in the screen game, short passing game, the sluggos, the little hitches. That's Tylan Wallace's game. Reminds me of. He plays like Darius Slayton, but he really reminds me of Deebo Samuel, the Niners wide receiver. Same build, same physicality, and the speed's about the same. And last year when I had Deebo Wallace on my draft list of top 10 wide receivers, he was about number 7. So there are a lot of similarities between Tylan Wallace and Deebo Samuel. Moving on to number 6. A lot of people thought he should be in the top 3. I think he should be at least in the top 5 of other people's mock drafts. And this is a gentleman by the name of Kadarius Toney from Florida. Calm down. I'm going to get to it. I understand that he had the advantage of playing with Kyle Pitts, Kyle Trask, and a great offensive line. So a lot of those numbers that Kadarius Toney produced, a lot of people did not have faith in him. I did with the 4.46 40. I think he's going in the first or second round. He's just a hair under 200 pounds at 5'11". So he definitely has the frame to withstand those hits that come at the next level. He played great in an offense filled with stars. To his advantage, it was a pro-style offense, so he's ready and polished when he gets into the league. He is questionable long speed. This is a short burst guy. This is I get you at the line, I'm going to juke you out of your socks type of wide receiver. Kadarius Toney is. If he would have came out last year, he would have been a true first rounder. This year, with COVID shortening seasons and his questionable junior year, I think worst case scenario, Kadarius Toney will be a day 2 guy. I like him. I think he's got all the skills. He's not as fast as Jalen Darden or two of the other receivers who I have at the very top of this list. So we are moving on to number 5. This is a fan favorite for everybody. Terrace Marshall Jr. from LSU, 6'3", 200 pounds. He had the advantage of playing outside when they asked Justin Jefferson, current Minnesota Viking, to kind of like play the slot role. So for Terrace Marshall, what that did was open up a lot of vertical stuff. He was always a great route runner. Think my comp to him would be probably Devontae Parker. The high comp to him would be Devontae Adams, with those jump cuts right at the line to get a defensive back. That's something that you can't teach, that jump cut. And I think Terrace Marshall, being a threat on the outside and having the best release of any wide receiver in this class, I think Terrace Marshall does great for whichever franchise decides to grab him. I had either first or second round grade on him, but as different mock drafts come out, as these different shows are happening on ESPN, and I'm sitting down breaking down those, I'm starting to think that Terrace Marshall probably should have been top 3. Number 4 from Minnesota, he's 6'2", 210, another guy with a similar frame. Think kind of Chad Ochocinco. He's going in the first round, and that's Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman I had on my list of draft sleepers. It was, I want to say, episode 13 or 15. I had Rashad Bateman at number 1 for my sleepers. I think he snuck into the first round with other teams needing that one more piece to get over the hump. Rashad Bateman is a great route runner. He makes tough contested catches over the middle, so much so more than anybody else on this list in the 2020 season. Rashad Bateman he's a safe pick in the first round. I think he's very solid all around, and there's just really not too many holes in his game, and that's why I deemed him a safe pick in the first round. Number 3, Jalen Waddle, 5'10", 182, another one of those Alabama professional products. He's going to go early, top 10, maybe top 12, because the Giants are sitting at 11, who could use another wide receiver to add to that offensive attack with Saquon and Darius Slayton. No Daniel Jones, you're not mentioned in there. Jalen Waddle has injuries, has an injury risk, but he is the closest thing that we have to a Tyreek Hill. Speed, route running, and the scary thing about that is it's only going to get better. Watch Jalen Waddle to go in the top 11, possibly 12. I think either to the Giants at 11 or the Eagles at 8. Number 1 and number 2 wideouts. This is just a matter of preference right here, because these guys are both very polished. They are both going to go to the NFL and really make something of themselves. But I have Jamar Chase from LSU as my number 2 guy. Besides, Devontae they have the similar skill sets, but they're different sizes. Jamar Chase is overall the best wide receiver in this class. He's strong. He has smooth hip motion. He makes crucial adjustments when in the air battling for the catch. The contested catches, he likes to grab down. He goes over the middle. He's not afraid of that middle linebacker. Jamar Chase is just a pro's pro. He's got great body control, great speed, great hands. It's just everything. There's very few holes in Jamar Chase's game, except the fact that he's going to have to add a little more to his tool belt as far as what he can do in the slot. This leaves us with Devontae Smith as my number 1 wide receiver in this class. There's not much I can say about what he does wrong. Devontae Smith is very fluid in his cuts. He's smooth. Some of, if not the best hands in this class, and that 123 catch, 1,800 yards, 23 touchdown catch senior season is the proof inside the pudding. Devontae Adams goes top 5. I believe he will go to the Dolphins, and he will be with his former buddy Tua at quarterback, and I think that is the piece that the Miami Dolphins are missing. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. This has been 413 Sports Talk, episode 31. If I got anything wrong, missed a fact, or there's something you didn't agree with, please leave a comment or message me, and we will adjust it as soon as we can. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. We are on YouTube as well, and Twitter. I hope the rest of you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow with episode 32.